Yeah, we are back downtown in Georgetown, Penang Island in Malaysia. And we're probably standing here at the most remote place, basically in the center of downtown. We are standing right out here in something called the Tan Jetty. And it's just this pier that goes into a red house. And behind that there is the Tan Jetty settlement, which is a little bit similar to Chu Jetty. It's some old Chinese settlement where people are actually living. And for some reason they have this pier here, wooden pier. It does feel a little bit wobbling out here, to be honest. So I'm right at the center of it, and all other tourists here, they didn't dare to go out here. They're just standing in there at the house and kind of hold on to the house here because it is a little wool, you know. Yeah, so in today's video, we're gonna try to answer the question if Georgetown actually livable. And with that I mean, like, are there any, like cool cafes, nice hangouts, communities, nice places to walk? And kind of gives you these environments, those places where you can just walk around and do absolutely nothing. And they just feel like, I feel like home. This is what we're going to touch base on in this video here. So I guess we better go back now from this pier here. But yeah, it really does look like this guy over there looks like he's really holding on to the red house. There's a guy standing over there. He looks like so I guess it is a little wobbling out here. But nevertheless, it's probably the most peaceful place you can find in Georgetown, actually. So definitely worth checking out if you should come out here. So this is not some Airbnb or something that you can rent out here if you want to have a place with peace and quiet. There's actually a shine in there, and there's some candle lights going on. So yeah, apparently you can actually fish out here as well. So if you're into fishing, and you want to stay here long term, then maybe this is the place to go. And I'm not sure if this is the public bathroom around here. We have some sign saying something: do not throw rubbish on the floor in there. And it's gonna cost you 500 rupees or something if you do that. And then let's take inside here. You can actually wash your fingers too after you did the big thing, and the toilet here. It sure smells bad, very bad. And yeah, one more time the meshes, and then there is pretty much just a hole down in the water here. So you just do what you have to do, place your butt at a certain place, and then you just do what you have to do. And there's somebody in here that has been sitting and drinking tiger beers while doing the big thing, and there's some leftovers of toilet paper and things like that. So maybe they should put a basket or something, so it doesn't fly around. Just a thought, just a recommendation here. So nevertheless, let's get back into the noise. Let's get back into the center of this UNESCO area. I'm gonna step back here a little bit and let this gentleman pass. So yeah, let's get back and check out if you can actually live at this place here. So let's go. I'm actually sure it feels very, very peaceful out here. It feels like very nice. So I definitely think if I was into fishing, I think then I will come out here. Yeah, now we walked up towards one of the side streets, and there should be a little small street over here with some street art we are going to take a closer look at. But yeah, look at that. The postcard shop. And this is actually a shop that is dedicated to selling you postcards. And then at the same time, you can actually have a little coffee here. We could get a Belgian chocolate, a matcha latte, or an espresso, or of course just a regular coffee. Postcard shop, definitely worth an experience, and very quiet in there, very peaceful for sure. And yeah, I wasn't allowed to take a video in there, so I had to buy a juice. I asked her, can I take video here? And she said, only for customers. So I kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get a juice because I must have this on video. So right next to the postcard shop, we have this little street here. Yeah, so I guess this is another of these small breathing holes that Georgetown has to offer. And here we have a lot of like very, very unique rustic stores. I guess you can buy like, I'm not sure if it's handmade or something, but it's definitely unique. I think there's a restaurant in there. This is like a lot of small cafes here. You know, you can sit inside, get something to drink, a lemonade or something. Walking inside this place here, I don't ever think I've seen something like this before. Then right in the middle of it, this is the entrance to one of the stores here. You know, we have this hairdryer hanging on the wall basically. So the question is, what was it used for, you know? I don't know. If you have any guess, you know, put it in the comments. And yeah, it does look like there's a couple of thrift stores in there. If you're into recycled clothing, then you might be able to find a piece or two in there. Very interesting place indeed. And the interesting thing is the Tan Jetty is still just right down there, so we haven't moved so much still. And still we had the postcard shop we saw, and this, I guess you can call it stores with the hairdryer hanging on the wall. So but yeah, now we're gonna move on here and see what else we can find that makes this place livable, you know. But you feel home without doing absolutely nothing. Central Fire Station, 1908. So I guess this is back from when the British people were ruling this area here. And yeah, there's no fire trucks. I guess they parked them down there where we passed by earlier. So yeah, this is the UNESCO area, the center. A lot of different small stores here. Most of them is actually closed around this time. I noticed that yesterday too. I went to a mall to look for some stuff, and more than half of the stores were actually closed. So, and yeah, here we have another one of these streets, and there's supposed to be a painting here that involves a motorcycle, which we are going to take a look at now. So. So now actually we are at the entrance to the street art, or art street, something like that. And yeah, we're gonna take a closer look here, see what we can find of interesting things here. No thanks, no thanks. The first thing we bump into here is somebody trying to sell or something. I guess it's these bicycles. Yeah, it's the most photographed art installation here in Georgetown. Two kids sitting on the back on a bicycle, and it's made by an artist. I think he's from Latvia or something, called Ernest Sakarjevic or something, back in 2012. I don't know. The first thought I saw when I saw it was I was thinking a little bit about Banksy, but not as political as Banksy. Nothing. Definitely a little bit more intense tourist area, but that's obviously, it is street art. It is some of the top attractions of Georgetown when it comes to tourists, and of course everybody want to see it. And we've been walking around for a couple of hours now, and I'm kind of surprised how little distance we actually managed to move in this amount of time. We're still very close to the Tan Jetty and everything, but now it's starting to get a little bit warm. Need to calm down a little bit, so we're gonna cruise back to the High Castle, my apartment here in Georgetown, and relax for a couple of hours, and then we're gonna go out again and do some more exploration. So. Yeah, one thing is you go out and eat every night at one of the food places around here. Another thing is you go to a bar or two or maybe 3 bars to get some drink. Another thing is your daily life here, living here, doing a little bit of shopping, doing a little bit of groceries, things like that. So today we're going to take a look at 2 different markets, and one of them is the Penang Bazaar market, and the other one is the Chowrasta market. Both of them is right next to each other, so let's take a look here. Candy for sure. Lots of candy. Clothes for mature ladies, I would say. Definitely very, very, very colorful. Happy colors, positive vibe, And of course a couple of tourist t-shirts as well. Some of the famous paintings on t-shirts. Penang Hill. I wonder what's out here. That's one of the things I like about this city, you always see like a new street, at the end of the street you are walking it, and it's not like there's a lot to see yet, but it's just like wondering, okay, what's around the corner here, And that's how I feel with this. Take a look at this, guys. It's like, okay, what's outside? What's on the other side, And I guess in this case, not a lot. Let's go back into the Penang Bazaar market here. I think there gotta be a little bit more to it than this, because now I'm actually out at the exit again. Let's see what's in here. There's nothing actually, really, or maybe there is. Okay, this is probably one of the most crampy ways I have seen in the market so far. Very, very tight, but I think I'm gonna give it a shot here. So let's go. Definitely not for big European guys. No, I'm just looking around, thank you. Hello, hello. Insane amount of clothes here. And I think that's pretty much it, actually. So that was fast. Took a few minutes that we seen the whole bazaar. I would have wished there was, you know, like some other stuff in there than just clothes, but that's how it is. So now we're gonna go right next door to the Chowrasta market. Yeah, it's in the middle of the day today, so it's very sunny and a little warm. I think we are around 32 degrees or something like that. It looks like a lot of it is pretty close down here in the Chowrasta market. And then I'm thinking, you know, maybe it's me being here a little bit of the wrong time because I'm here in the afternoon. The hottest time during the day, and probably a lot of people close down at this time here. And yeah, I think we pretty much have the same theme here. You know, we have a lot of clothes, a lot of t-shirts, a lot of women's clothes. And a little bit of spices, you know, fruits and stuff like that as well. But and yeah, I think here we have the little butcher market. It's actually very clean here. It doesn't smell bad at all, and it looks like it's taken good care of. Yeah, these fish here is something you get with a lot of different types of dishes here, either on the side or in the sauce or something like that. Does have like it's not bad, but it does have like a characteristic flavor of fish. I guess it's not here you're gonna spend a lot of times in your time off. Well, actually something over here as well. And yeah, earlier I was talking about two different markets to check out here. I actually overlooked one that is right next door, and that is the Campbell Street market. And yeah, again, I think we are back to the same old theme here. Clothes, women's clothes, colorful women's clothes. And yeah, here we have a old-fashioned cashew watch store. It's something that is rather interesting with these watch stores. I see them a lot in smaller Thai cities like Suratani, Casio, Seiko, those types of arm watches, you know, but it's not something you will see in bigger cities like Bangkok, Phuket, Chiang Mai. And I guess it's because that's where the older generations are, you know, they're in the small cities. And that's the market, you know, because if you're 85 years old, you know, I don't think you're gonna buy an Apple Watch, you know, then you wanna have an old Casio because that's something you've been using for a long time. You know, it's working, it's reliable. I guess it's some kind of traditional Chinese spices or something they had in there. I'm too shy to go in there and ask some reason, you know. It's something you have some respect about. You just don't gonna go in with a camera and shoot around. It's like older people, you know, they know what they're talking about, so you keep it like. What is this?
Budok.
What?
Budok.
Budok.
Yeah.
It's like spices or
Herb. It's herb.
Oh, herbs?
Yeah, herbs.
Ah, okay. You cook it in
Yeah.
food or something. Ah, okay. And yeah, there's definitely a smell of spices going on in there. Chinese, you know, Chinese cooking. Cafe Munchkin and the gang. It's like a cat cafe and cat boarding. I seen that different places here where they kind of appreciate the presence of cats by having cafes and areas where they were like on the road with like a sign that you had to slow down because there was cats around. And yeah, I do think we have another market actually in here, but that's more related to food. Looking in there, there's not one single soul in there. I think those places open like very early in the morning when it's colder, and then they close down like midday or something. Because who want to buy fish 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's 35 degrees? I think we definitely need a place to cool off a little bit here. And then we have another very interesting little street here. It's almost like the streets here that is most interesting are the ones that is you don't read about. The more secret ones, all the side streets to the popular ones. Those seems to be the cool ones. Ah, no thank you, no thank you. Another day, thank you. Yeah, this is the street art. Yeah, a lot of handcraft stores and yeah, more clothes, of course, around here. And yeah, we've been walking around for a couple of hours to check out the markets, and it was a little bit disappointing, but it might be my choice of the daytime to go on a market in the midday, where it's warmest. Obviously there's not so much going on. So now is the time to get something to drink, and we're gonna go over there to a place called China House and see what it's like, and also to see, if you live here, you will always need to, have a cafe or something to go to, relax a little bit without doing anything. So maybe this place here can help you with that. Definitely a little darker in here, which is kind of nice when you want to go walking around in the sunlight. So, and I think I'm gonna try a homemade iced lemon tea. Drinking coffee this heat here is a bad habit I have, but I don't know. I just feel like a cup of coffee, So it's kind of crazy, but I like it. So yeah. Homemade iced lemon tea. Let's check it out here. It's good, but it's not sweet at all. It's a very natural lime taste. It's not bad. Good. Little milky, not too strong, but it's actually nice when it's so hot outside. It's a little bit more balanced. It's not like you get this coffee caffeine shock out of it, but it's not bad. Yeah, that was the Chinatown. No, not Chinatown. Sorry, China House Cafe, right next to the street art. Nice place, good homemade iced tea, definitely, and a good cafe latte without being too strong. Good place to go. Definitely could sit and feel relaxed, and it was a little bit dark in there, which kind of cooled things down, in this heat, which was good. So all a good experience. Whether you go there every day, I don't know. It's like 17 ringgits for a coffee. It's I don't know. So yeah, there's a long line of people right over there to the stand that sells Superstar Toa soup. So this one I just try? Okay. Yeah, I'll buy it. Because I have one of them. I tasted it. So.